Good morning, everyone. Today I want to talk to you about something which relates to so many people, especially my life coaching clients and yoga students, and this is self-confidence. Number one rule or spiritual law is that you are a very special person. If you have issues with that you are special, it simply means that you are not understanding the law of creation. You are such a unique person that in the whole world there is only one like you. And if you understand that, then it should be really appreciated, because there's no other person like you. Your characteristics, your personality, your way of thinking, your whole beingness is unique, and therefore it is valuable. We are all the same and different at the same time. We are all the same because we are all the soul, covered by, we call it in yoga, 5 koshas, 5 sheets, which are layers which create our uniqueness. But in the bottom line, we are all this beautiful pure consciousness, this beautiful shining light within, which has only one true mission, dharma, purpose, is to get closer and closer and closer to its creator. As we say it in yoga, we are here to closen or unify Atman, which is your individual soul, with Brahman, our collective consciousness, with the Absolute. This is the meaning of yoga. Yoga means to bind together, to unify, to come together. This is the true purpose of our existence. Now, how you do it, there are different ways. In yoga, we say there are 4 main paths. We have the path of love, which is bhakti yoga, path of devotion. There is the path of action, which is karma yoga. There is the path of knowledge, which it is called dhyana yoga. And there is raja yoga, the royal path, which were later developed by Patanjali to reach 8 steps towards samadhi, enlightenment. So these are the tools which, if we practice and if we unify these practices, which is the yoga of devotion, the yoga of action, the yoga of knowledge, and the yoga of reaching our highest potential, to reach our pure consciousness in this physical form, samadhi. These are all tools which we must learn by practicing this path towards the light, which is this unconditional, unlimited centeredness, which is this absolute, which is the light, which is the main direction for all of us in this short-lived earthly life. So why I'm telling you this is because most of the people I'm reaching out to, or most of the people who reach out to me, feel that, I'm not good enough. I have a lot of shortcomings. I have failed so many times. I don't see anymore which direction I should go, and I given up on myself, because you cannot given up on others, right? Truly, when people tell you, I already gave up on this and this and that, you simply gave up on yourself. Everything which you decide, it comes through you, because this is your free will to choose what path and what directions you take in your life. So right away, the first and most important teaching when we have issues with self-confidence is to understand that the greatest difficulty people have with self-confidence is the fact that they are procrastinating, is the fact that they are pointing fingers and judging others, is the fact that they are looking completely outside of themselves and trying to figure out things which has nothing to do with their own power. And that's why you don't have self-confidence, because you are not owning your life. You're not owning your energetic field. You are not owning your true understanding of who you are and what your purpose is in this short-lived earthly life. So you want self-confidence, then you need to stop, look outside and start to look within yourself. This is how self-confidence comes. And the other important issue is that also related to our relationships. We are so much dependent on others and our partners, and we must learn to be self-sufficient. Because when we are connecting with another partner, we shouldn't be someone who is looking for another half of myself. You know, this is, you hear so many times that I need to look the other half in my partner, so finally someone can make me happy. This is guaranteed failure in your relationship. I'm not saying that we are not social beings and we are not designed to share our life, but not as a half person. We are complete when the time of conception materialized. We are complete. From that point, we spend 9 months in the womb of the mother to develop our full potential, develop our capacities, so that we can live in this physical form. And when we are coming out of the womb of the mother, after 9 months of meditation, 9 months of purely allowing this development to happen, the difficulty is that our mind takes over, our parents take over, the educational system take over, our belief system take over, and we develop programs, traumas, childhood traumas, and many other issues, which then can capture us in imprisonment for the rest of our life. So we must learn those traumas, those programs which have been running for decades in our life, and realize what you need to do in order to take your power back into yourself. And that brings back your power and your self-confidence into your everyday life. Now, what do I need to do that I'm aware of my purpose, aware of who I am? Well, first and most, we need to have our daily practices of different spiritual practices and physical practices which allow yourself to tune back into your body consciousness, to your energetic consciousness, to your let's say mindfulness, so that when you are taking your power back into your self-consciousness, then you can truly connect with others, then you can truly realize your vision, your goals, your dharma into your everyday life. So these practices have been there for thousands of years. It's not something new. But with today lifestyle, we are unfortunately focusing so much more on what's happening in the social media. We start our mornings on Facebook, on digital platforms, instead of start one morning like I do after taking my kids to school, right away I'm going to nature, do my swim, do my run, do my meditation, because that is the only way that you can really own your energetics, your body consciousness, your spiritual understanding about the reality of which you are living right now. Every day is a new realization. Every day is a new tool, actually, because every day is let's say a playground where you can really understand what has changed within yourself, because our characteristics, our ideas, our many things are changing all the time, just like as the weather changes every day. But there is something constant within ourselves, and that is this pure consciousness within ourselves, which is always stabilizing you. It's always giving you so much guidance and power to maintain this. We just need to nourish this inner light within ourselves. And that's why I practice meditation every day. And that's why I'm exercising every day, because I know that once I'm coming back into my body, once I'm coming back into my inner world, I feel that I am understanding what is happening within. And I'm not worried about what is happening outside. What I'm focusing on is what is happening within myself, because that I can be of in a way control. That is something that I can adjust. And once I have this inner compass nicely set towards the direction which I want to head in my life, then everything else come into its place. And when you are in a relationship, it's very important that you find your two inner compasses which are directing hopefully towards the same one uh, divine focal point in your life, so that you can really nicely build around your lives. And that's why also we need to be very, very conscious how we are choosing our connections, our friends, how we are setting our boundaries with people who we are not choosing, but they are part of our lives. Let's say our parents, let's say our sisters and brothers, or anyone who is affecting your daily life. We need to be aware that they are just as beautiful, shining lights like you, this pure consciousness, but there are layers, these 5 layers covering that. And they have their choices, and you have your choices. And we must learn to respect the other person's choices, so that you are not trying to imagine and visualize something else which is not the reality of the other person. Because that's when suffering comes. That's when you thought that he or she wants this, wants that, and then you realize that that person has a completely different path. And it's okay if the other person has a different direction. We cannot expect another person to walk along with you if he or she decides that she has another way to go. And that's what comes with self-confidence, that we allow that person to be free, to go whatever direction she or he wants to go. And for you also, it's the self-confidence when you are not making your decisions depending on other people's. And having said that, I truly believe in cooperation, collaboration, and taking a journey together towards a goal, towards a vision, but not for the price of the other person's other directions, which she or he set for herself or himself. We must really have transparent communication with our partners, with our business partners, with our children, with our parents, with everyone, so that we are very clear of where are the boundaries, where are the limitations of each other's free will, which direction fits to the other person's directions, and start your journey with your first step. And on this path, along the direction you choose, there will be always like-minded travelers like you who will join forces with you because they believe in the same or very similar directions which you set for yourself. So self-confidence comes with number one, understanding that you are very unique, very special, and you have a great mission in this life to fit in the society in a way that you are making a better world. And it's only you who knows deep down in your heart what is the greatest mission you can fulfill in this life. Number two, understanding that in order to know which direction you want to go, you need to know yourself. As my master says, bring thyself to account each day. Every day we need to practice spiritual work so that I realize what is true and what is just an illusion. And see the truth in yourself and see the truth in the other person. Not with your own eyes, but from the eyes of an observer of the doer. So that you need to develop compassion. You need to learn how to understand the other person's vision, the other person's reality, which can be completely different than yours, and it's okay. Number three, your daily sadhanas, practices of spiritual work, meditation, physical work to raise your body consciousness so that you are connected to what you feel, what your emotions are, what are your thoughts are through meditation, and spiritual connection with nature, with the whole, so that you feel that everything is one and you are not separated from it, even though self-confidence is related how you relate to yourself and to the world. It doesn't mean that you are separate from it. It simply means that you are feeling more complete than ever with the universe. You feel more complete than ever that self within, because you understand that everything which happens in your life is happening for the true purpose of you self-realize that you are nothing and everything at the same time. And that is when you live your life in a complete state of surrender. Surrendering means that we are giving our power into this higher consciousness which knows the best what you need. It doesn't mean that you should not have plans in your life, but then if you are living your life with this beautiful intuitive self, because we have intuition, we are truly guided in our every breath we take, and the higher level of consciousness we are reaching in our daily life, the more we are tuned into our great path, which is the path of self-purification, the path of pure consciousness. The number four is something which I truly believe is very, very few people persevere, is that it doesn't come in one day or another. You know, people think so much short terms. I was a gymnast and I worked 13 years in my life for one thing, to become very much on focus on my gymnastic career. I studied many years to understand what my true purpose in life. And I also been to relationships where I understand what is the true purpose of joining forces and living in partnership. And I spent the most amount of time to connect with the divine through my spiritual and meditative practices, which is something that cannot do for short terms, you know. Now I go on a yoga retreat. Now I go on meditating intensively for 10 days. No. This is great to start something, but continue till the end of your life. That is what is real, what you can do till the end of your life. I'm going to practice my physical exercises till I die. I'm going to practice my meditation till the end of my life. I'm going to love humanity and serving humanity till the end of my life, and doing things which makes this goal to be fulfilled. I do not waste my time for short-term gain. I'm interested in long-term processes. Let it be in a relationship, let it be in my career, let it be in my own self-realization process. I need to learn, and you need to learn, and everyone needs to understand that patience is the greatest spiritual virtue of all, beside truthfulness, which really takes you on this earthly life into bliss and higher consciousness. Because if you are not patient, that's the first thing that you need to sort out. You know, be patient to yourself and understand that we are work in progress. You are not perfect. You are never going to be perfect, because otherwise why would you be here? We are here to make a lot of mistakes and learn from that and be awakened out of that experience. And if you have problems to fail, then I want you to fail more, much more, because through failure, to not missing the target, we are more and more aware of which is the clear direction in our lives. So guys, I hope this short video helped you to get a little bit of different perspective about self-confidence. Be patient in this process. Take your time every day for your practices, sadhanas, and make sure that you, although seems or many people think when self-confidence comes is really about myself, but in reality it's nothing else but how much I can surrender to this higher consciousness so that I can serve better and become like an empty vessel, a true divine channel into this higher consciousness, which is completely available for everyone at every single breath you take in your life. Life is like when you practice energy healing. I'm also working with Reiki, and you have no other role in this life is to tap in to this source and allow this transmission to happen through you in its purest manner. For that, we need to purify and cleanse all the samskaras, all the illusions, the programs which we've been carrying on for decades, for generations in our life. So no one will do the work for you guys. That's the trick. No one will do the work for you. You can have hundreds of relationships. You can jump from one to another, but it's not gonna help you. It's not about your partner who is the one to blame, you know? Have you noticed that? Or you still need another few relationships to understand that you are missing out the main focus, which is to change yourself within, purifying yourself so that you can be a complete person in your complete relationship, in its incompletedness, because there's no perfection beside this source which we are all traveling towards. We are incomplete, we are in work in progress, and that's the beauty that we love to explore and experience through failure, through our shortcomings. What is really the real power, the potential within ourselves, which can manifest through our daily awakenings. Namaste.